Hey everyone, and welcome to our first ever deep dive.
We're going to be diving into the story behind a real classic song, Ruby Don't Take Your Love to Town.
Huh?
You might know the Kenny Rogers version, but we're going to be really kind of digging into it today.
Yeah.
And looking at where this song came from.
What the real story behind it is.
Right.
And I think it's going to be a really interesting one. So
Yeah, I think it's really fascinating.
and I don't think a lot of people know the
Yeah.
true story behind it.
No, I think a lot of
So
people,
this is fun.
they hear Kenny Rogers singing it, they think Vietnam War,
Right.
but that's not the case at all.
It's not a Vietnam song.
Which is what's so interesting about it, right?
Exactly.
It's that
It's like a timeless.
it's timeless, right? And it speaks to, I think, broader themes
Yeah.
that everybody can relate to, even if you weren't
alive during whatever war it's talking about.
exactly. So this song is about a heartbroken soldier, but it's also about love and loss and the aftermath of war and
The really serious stuff.
yeah, it's heavy.
Yeah.
It's heavy stuff.
And it really struck me when I was doing research for this that it wasn't even about Vietnam.
It was about World War II.
World War II, yeah.
Which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny.
Because like you said, most people, they hear it and they think, oh, this is,
late 60s, whatever, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
This goes back further.
It goes way back.
And the fact that it still resonates with people today,
I think speaks volume
Fuller.
to the themes.
and also to kind of the songwriting as well.
Because it's like, it's a well-crafted song if it can transcend decades.
And the guy who wrote it is really fascinating too.
Right.
So it was written by Mel Tillis.
Mel Tillis, yeah. If you're a country music fan, you know who Mel Tillis is.
Oh yeah.
He's a legend in his own right.
Absolutely. Country music Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Amazing songwriter.
Singer as well.
Distinctive voice.
Oh yeah.
Very distinctive voice.
Yeah, so he wrote this song.
Yeah.
And he had a personal connection to the story, which I think is really interesting.
Well, that's what's so cool about it, right?
Is that it's not just him, taking
this idea from the ether.
Yeah.
He knew these people.
Yeah.
This was based on a real couple.
He was a real couple.
That he knew from Florida.
He was from Florida. And he knew the soldier and the wife, Ruby.
Who was an English war bride.
An English war bride, yeah. So,
Talk about a story I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall.
Oh my God.
For those conversations, just to hear, like...
What was that relationship like?
I know.
Before the war.
Yeah.
During after all that.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
So according to Mel Tillis, this song is about a soldier who comes back to Florida in 1947.
Okay.
After serving in World War II.
He's with his wife Ruby, who he met while he was recovering from some war wounds.
But here's where it gets really kind of heartbreaking, honestly.
Okay.
Things are not good between them.
Yeah. This isn't a happily ever after kind of situation.
Not at all.
Right.
This is real life.
Yeah.
This is messy, complicated post-war trauma.
So the song really doesn't sugarcoat anything?
No, it doesn't.
And I think that's what makes it so powerful.
It hints at his struggles, with what we would now call PTSD.
Yeah, the invisible wounds of war.
The invisible wounds of war, exactly.
He's confined to a wheelchair.
Right.
He's drinking to numb the pain.
Mm-hmm.
And he's become suspicious of Ruby.
Which, you can only imagine.
The things that must be going through his head.
Yeah.
To make him feel that.
And she's going out every night.
Which whether it's true or not.
Right.
That's what he believes.
That's his perception,
Yeah.
and that's his reality.
And that's what makes the song so heartbreaking.
Is that you're hearing it from his perspective?
Right.
It's like raw emotion.
In those lyrics.
Well, and he even sings it in the song.
He says, Ruby, for God's sakes, don't put on that dress tonight.
Like it just...
You can feel it.
You can feel the anguish.
You can feel that pain.
You can feel the insecurity.
Yes.
And, maybe even some survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
In there, like, why?
Why am I here? And she gets to go out and enjoy her life.
Right.
Exactly.
Why me? Kind of thing.
And that's what makes this song so powerful. Is that it's tackling these complex emotions head on.
Head on. And it's not shying away from them.
It's not some, happy-go-lucky little ditty.
No.
This is real stuff.
This is like...
the dark side of love and wars.
The underbelly of what happens.
And the human cost of war.
Which is something that...
we should never forget.
Right.
Right. These are real people.
With real stories and real emotions.
And we should never forget that. And that's why I think this song is so important.
Because it does remind us of that.
Exactly.
That there's a human cost to all of this.
So to bring it back around,
what does this all mean?
Right. What's the takeaway?
What's the takeaway?
Why does this matter?
Yeah.
I think it reminds us
that even decades later, the stories of veterans and their families,
they still matter.
They still resonate.
They do.
Right, they resonate.
These are stories
that we need to keep telling.
And we can't forget
these stories, and we can't forget the sacrifices that they made.
Absolutely.
And the wounds that a lot of times we don't see.
Right, the invisible wounds.
The invisible wounds that they carry with them.
So
if you're ever feeling like...
a little bit lost or...
you're not sure what to listen to.
Go back and listen to this song.
Go back and listen to Ruby Don't Take Your Love to Town.
Listen to the Kenny Rogers version.
Listen to the Kenny Rogers version. But there are tons of other artists who've covered it, too.
There are, yeah.
Waylon Jennings.
Waylon's got a great version.
Yeah. I think there's even like a punk rock version out there.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was a punk rock version.
So, yeah. I mean, there's a lot out there.
There you go.
Yeah.
If you're looking to explore similar themes
of love and loss and war.
And how music can really...
reflect that in a raw and haunting way.
I highly recommend checking out the song Death's Door.
Oh, wow.
By Uncle Acid of the Deadbeats.
Okay.
It's a deep cut.
Yeah.
But it'll hit you in the... feels just like this one does.
I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Yeah, you should.
It's really good.
All right. I'm adding it to my list.
Awesome.
Well, that was quite a deep dive.
That was fun.
For our first one.
I'm glad we did that.
Me too.
Until next time.
Bye.
See ya.